YouTube, what's going on? BD Wolfgang 1980 here, aka Bezell. Man, it's seen a place to be in the QCNC. Well, long time no see, my friends. Thanks for sticking around. Feels good to be back. Feels great to be back. Just to throw it out there, I've been on point with my Lucha Underground. I haven't missed an episode. Just kind of took a little break. As I explained before I kind of went away, it's been getting really hard for me to watch this or to find it ready to watch online. As far as in a timely fashion, I hate when I have to do those reviews for you guys on Saturdays or Sundays, because that's, the best when I can get it, finally sit down and watch it on something clear, worth seeing. But this week we've been lucky, and it feels good to be back. I'm ready to rock and roll. And let me preface this by saying, as I've stated before, please don't put any links in the comment section. I appreciate the thought behind it. The only thing it's going to do is get me in trouble as far as YouTube is concerned. So I'm working on it. Don't worry. Actually, my TV situation might improve here pretty soon, hopefully. So keep your fingers crossed. Either way, we're ready to rock and roll. Next week is Ultima Lucha. Let's get down to what happened last night. Here we go. Welcome to your Lucha Underground review for July 22nd, 2015. Show starts off, video recap of pretty much what's been happening kind of all summer. As we head on to Ultima Lucha, show begins. We're in Dario's office. Big Rick joins him. They sit back, discussing a little bit of business. Dario says he had big plans for you. Rick interjects, "You had, huh?" Then he also says, "But you lost focus. You were blinded by the money." Big Rick interjects again, "Blinded, huh?" He has a problem with Dario's choices of words. But he does tell Rick that, "Hey, I have big plans for you, and I still can. It's time for you to step out of the shadows and do what it is you're supposed to do." Okay, nice little beginning segment there. We go to the temple. Matt Striker and Vampiro welcome us in as usual. We're being entertained by, I think it was called, the band was Sergio Arau, I believe. Okay, first match, Johnny Mundo versus Tejano Jr. And let me tell you, this one was pretty good. Nice physical match, back and forth action, very entertaining. It did get cut short by Cisco and Cortez of the Crew interrupting. They caused a disqualification. But then from there, Alberto El Patron comes out. He starts to clean house with Tejano, and Tejano's using that bull rope, of course. From there, we get a stare down between both luchadors, and we go to commercial. Not bad. At the end of the day, you guys, that's what I love about all my subs around here. We're all intelligent wrestling fans. We know what the deal is. It's going to be hard to get a clean finish a week before pay-per-view, or excuse me, not a pay-per-view, but Lucha Underground's big first ever wrestling event. So nice little teaser just to get your mouth watering for the dinner next week. From there, we come back to Dario's office. Tell you what, Dario's making a lot of moves tonight. Excuse me. He's in his office with Supermex Hernandez. He says Hernandez versus Drago next week. Dario says the fans want to see him hurt. They can't stand Hernandez. So the believers, as we all know, the temple, the guys in the temple are called, or the fans in the temple, will surround the ring, lumberjack match style, but they'll be armed with leather straps. Okay? Dario's calling this match the Believers Backlash. So someone gets knocked out of the ring, instead of a lumberjack throwing you back in, you're going to get whipped until you get back in that ring. Interesting concept. Let's see how it works out. Let's see what happens. At the end of the day, Hernandez and Drago should be a good match. Hernandez works the power style. Drago, good luchador himself, so they'll make it work. I'm very curious to see what happens. I'm sure some of you are as well. From there, we get back to the temple. It's time for some lucha action. The Mac versus the man they call Cage, the Machine. Hot crowd as usual. The Believers never disappoint. But this match did, because Mac ended up pinning the Machine, the man called Cage, in about 1 minute with a sunset flip. But luckily, it didn't end there. From there, we got a nice brawl inside and outside of the ring, up the steps. Good action. A little bit of clearing the announcer's table. A few Irish whips into the rails. Okay, nice little street brawl. From there, Dario comes out. He interrupts. He says, around here, you guys know how it works. Everything must be promoted. He says, next week, we'll have weapons around the ring at Ultima Lucha. You guys can knock yourselves out. Falls count anywhere, go for it. We know he loves the violence in the tempo. So let's get down to it. Once again, man, you guys can tell I am pumped for next week. Not only does it feel good to be back to talk to you all, but I am legitimately pumped for Ultima Lucha. Okay, from there, Dario's back in the ring. He reveals what he calls the Gift of the Gods championship or Gift of the Gods opportunity. Let's just call it that. To break it down for you before I continue with what he said, this is very much almost a Money in the Bank kind of concept. You get this title, you have the right to cash it in for a title shot at any time. But Dario does say you're going to have to come to him as far as letting him know when. It's not going to be Puma and Mil Muertes are in the ring fighting. You just run out with that belt and say, I want to be in the match. It doesn't work like that. El Jefe wants to promote these matches, so you're going to have to give him a heads-up warning. And this is what I really liked about the Gift of the Gods stipulations here. If you don't defend that title in a timely manner or that opportunity in a timely manner, you can lose it. You'll be facing someone one-on-one, and that belt will be on the line. That I like. I like that very much. So let's continue here. He talks about there's 7, as we've known throughout the summer, there's been 7 medallions. The belt, which looked really nice. Comment down below. What do you think? I thought it had a really cool look to it. Definitely had like an ancient look. Ancient meets modern. It had 7 spots for the medallions to place on there. I thought it looked really cool. The medallion holders are Jack Evans, Aerostar, King Cuerno, Bengala, Sexy Star, Big Rick. And then Dario lets us know that Phoenix, who I believe won his first, if I'm not mistaken, was stripped of his medallion. So he will actually have an opportunity to fight for it back, but there will be a battle royal for that open medallion tonight. Phoenix does come out to the ring. Then we go to a break. We come back. The competitors are going to be Phoenix, Killshot, Marty the Marth Martinez, Argenis, Famous B, Delavar Davari, Ricky Mandel, Mascarita Sagrada, and I forgot the guy that wears the blue. I believe he's from Italy. He kind of MMA kind of deal was his gimmick. I'm sorry, guys. Comment down below. I forgot his name because I was trying to write him down so fast. But here's your order of elimination once the match got going. Also, let me stop here. The match was set up with the 7 competitors. All the competitors that are in here now for the battle royal. When we get down to the last 2 competitors, traditional pinfall match, which I did like that because you get you get the best of both. Little over the top rope action. Then we're gonna ring that bell. We're gonna square off and may the best man win one-on-one, no gimmicks. I like that. I believe if my memory serves me correctly, this is the 2nd time Lucha Underground did that. I like that stipulation. Some of you bigger companies could learn a few lessons. Nothing wrong with breaking a little tradition every now and then. But the order of elimination was Ricky Mandel, Argenis, Killshot, the guy in blue, Mascarita eliminated himself in Argenis, Famous B, then Davari. Now I'm gonna stop here, folks, because let me tell you something. I was disappointed with when Killshot got eliminated because let me tell you, to me, he was still in the show. I think that was the best he ever looked since I've seen him on Lucha Underground. Comment down below. What do you think? Do you think, did you think he got eliminated a little too early, or maybe you thought it is what it is? But I thought he was really showing out tonight. He looked good to me. So he got down to Phoenix versus Marty the Moth. They were your last 2 pinfall rules. All right, here we go. Crowd behind Phoenix 100%. This is some good action here, folks. Phoenix showed out as usual. Awesome dive to the outside, and I mean awesome. He definitely put his life in Marty's hands. We get that signature rope walking maneuvers into a lucha arm drag. He pins Marty 1, 2, 3 with a little bit of a botch. I'm not sure who it was on. I think it was on Marty. But he gets the pin 1, 2, 3. So we will see him at Ultima Lucha. He will be in that match for the Gift of the Gods. I can't wait. From there, they've been teasing all night that we will hear from our Lucha Underground champion for the first time, Prince Puma. He will come to the ring and speak to us. So we come back from break. Prince Puma does come to the ring. From there, as soon as he grabs the mic, he's getting ready to speak. Mil Muertes comes out with Katrina. Puma drops the mic. It's time to get down to business. Mil Muertes had on a suit, so I don't know if he was trying to just play a little bit of mind games. Just wanted to come out there and see what his competition had to say. But from there, the DOD, or the Disciples of Death, they run into the ring. They attack Prince Puma. He fights back, takes control, and then takes him out. From there, we get that a nice tight corkscrew dive to the outside over all 3 of the men. From there, Mil Muertes gets in the ring. They brawl back and forth with Puma coming out on top. He hits the 430 centano meal, and we get the credits for the show. To me, this was awesome because to me, and it's, you guys know, we're all big fans of this promotion, but it's hard to set storyline and entertain with matches because you have, you know, we are as wrestling fans. You got some people, they don't care about the story. They just want to see some good wrestling action. You have some people, they could care less about the action. They just want to hear the storylines progress. To me, this was one of Lucha Underground's best attempts at balancing both. I think they really knocked it out of the park. We had a good bit of talking segments, but they all led to something. They all led to anticipating of a match. Some led to matches, you know, that very moment. So I think they really balanced it out well. Now, let's discuss Ultima Lucha because it's really got me a little perplexed, especially since they said it's going to start next week. I've been kind of harping and hoping, as you all know, that I would love for this show to get more TV time. And I was hoping that Ultima Lucha would be like 2 hours, but now I'm starting to think maybe we're just going to get an hour next week and an hour the week after. Hopefully I'll be wrong, but we'll see. It kind of scared me a little bit when he said it starts next week. Okie dokie, my friends, here's your card, all right? We're just going to talk about the card, and I tell you what, we'll do a preview as far as a predictions video. We'll do it next week as far as who I think is going to win what. But right now, let's just go over the card, okay? Ultima Lucha, the Mac versus Cage, Falls Count Anywhere. As I said earlier, there will be weapons outside the ring as well. From there, Alberto El Patron versus Johnny Mundo. Now, bear in mind, this is not in any particular order. Also, we'll have the Gift of the Gods match. Bengala, King Cuerno, Sexy Star, Big Rick, Jack Evans, Phoenix, and Aerostar all will compete for that. Like I said earlier, really good opportunity, really good concept, money in the bankish kind of deal. I like it. From there, Tejano Jr. versus Blue Demon Jr. Trios championships will be on the line. Your champions, Son of Havoc, Ivelisse, and Angelico versus the DOD, or the Disciples of Death. Let's see, we'll have the Believers Backlash strap match, or whatever you want to call it. Hernandez versus Drago. This ought to be interesting if they do this right. That's right. This next match is coming out of retirement. Vampiro versus Pentagon Jr. We've seen what's been going on lately. Man, he's been making it personal, hasn't he? Gonna set my man on fire and everything else. All right, now be careful what you wish for. Now, Vampiro definitely not gonna be doing what he used to do. Some of you guys remember him back in the day, back in the 90s. I do. As I stated before, if they do this like a street fight style, this could be interesting. But it's the Cero Miedo match, so Zero Fear match between Vampiro and Pentagon Jr. It ought to be interesting if they work it right. I just don't want to see Vampiro embarrass himself. You know, come on, guys. You know how it is. Some of us, we can't do what we could do a year ago. Some of us can't do what we could do 5 minutes ago. So just keep it in perspective, entertain us. I just hope it doesn't go, you know, go too long or go too far with it. But from there, the Lucha Underground Championship will be defended. Mil Muertes, the challenger, versus your champion of all the, since the beginning of the promotion, Prince Puma. As much as I like Puma and as talented as he is, you guys know I've always been a fan of Mil Muertes. So for me personally, won't bother me one bit if he gets that belt. But we'll talk about all that later. We'll dissect this. We'll have a little fun. I don't want to go too long here. But guys, let's cut down to a little wrap up here. Man, it feels good to be back. Feels good. I want to hear from you all. I'll give you a few shout outs to all my friends out there. And if I forget you, please forgive me. But John, JC, Child Incomplete, all of you guys, thank you so much for your support. Thanks for all your kind words. Stone and Guerrero. I mean, all of you guys. Claire, it makes me feel a little shame I'm forgetting some of your names. So please forgive me. You all mean a lot to me. Thank you for your watching and your comments. Now, I have a few ideas about where I want to take this channel, okay? I have a few concepts running around in my head, and I hope I'm just going to drop them on you one day, and I'll judge accordingly with the reactions we get. Okay, so I got some plans, you guys. I've been really thinking about how to try to take this channel to another direction, make it a little fun, something different. But don't worry, the core will always be here. We'll always focus on good, intelligent wrestling discussion, okay? That's not going to change. And one more thing, to all you gamers out there, if you're on Twitch or you like to watch Twitch in your spare time, check me out. I'm getting ready to start a channel on there. My name will be Bezell 1980, okay? So check me out. You're into shooters, fighting games, adventure games. I'm going to give it a shot, you guys. You guys have been so you've really built up my confidence just doing the YouTube thing that I want to try something. I've always wanted to try to do a game channel. I'm going to try it. So Twitch TV, Bezell 1980. All right, check me out. And from there, you guys go out, be good to one another, be good to yourself, be true to yourself. I will see you later. Stay tuned. Comment down below. It's good to see you all. Hope to hear from you all. Y'all go out there and have a good day. All right. Bezell out, my friends. Peace.